right, this is going to begin in section 3, where we left off. This is establishing your core beliefs. So this is section 3 of the workbook. Ginger, if you don't have the workbook, it's in the files section of the Facebook page. You can download it from there. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll be glad to send it to you. Can you hear everything okay? Just thumbs up.
Print.
Yes, ma'am.
I can hear your voice. I can't hear anything on this recording.
You cannot hear the recording. All right.
Right.
Tell you what, let's try.
Your GPS is a customized formula to help you know where to focus your limited time so you
Got
can
it?
meet
We got it.
and
Yeah,
exceed
got it.
your
Thank you.
expectations. Let's start building your GPS. Identifying your goals starts by answering these two questions. What do you want? And how badly do you want it? The first question should be easy to answer. What do you want? Now, if it isn't easy to answer, ask yourself these questions. What fills my cup? What are the things that light me up and make me feel fulfilled? Think about yourself and your relationships. What you want should complement your why, the reason you work. You could also try thinking of it this way. What areas of your life need more funding? If you could have it all, what would you have and who is around you? What would you need in order to make that happen? Write that down in your workbook. Be very, very specific. In fact, this would be a great time to pause the video to reflect on your life and what you desire. Write down all of your life aspirations that you can think of. Resume this course when you're ready to continue. Remember, people live highly fulfilled lives because they intend to. Now that you've invested the time identifying what it is that you want in life, the second question is, for each one of your wants, how badly do you want it? Now, as you're thinking through this, rank your aspirations from want through obsession. Use the following scale. The first is want. Aspiration should be marked as a want if you can clearly identify it and you actively talk about it. Next is desire. This means that you're making strides to achieve what you want, but primarily when it's convenient and easy. And then we have passion. This means that you're not only making strides to achieve what you want, but you're willing to suffer for it. You know it's hard, but you're in it for the long haul. And lastly, there's obsession. And this means that you're not only committed, but you've let what you want take over and control your life. This tends to be an unhealthy aspiration and should be avoided. So I'll repeat it. The 4 stages of aspiration are want, desire, passion, and obsession. Now, these rankings will help you get clear on what's most important for you to achieve. In order to accomplish great things, you must be intentional, proactive, and learning-based. As you likely remember from the Business Foundations model in your workbook, defining your aspirations is the critical first step in establishing your business plan. Before moving on, please spend as much time as needed to rank your aspirations using the 4 stages of an aspiration. As you're ranking your aspirations, take a moment to reflect on the limited and unlimited beliefs you wrote down in the earlier exercise. Are there any limited beliefs hiding in your aspirations? If so, rewrite your aspirations to remove any notion of a limiting belief. In the theme of SPAR, It should become common practice to review and edit your life's aspirations. Your goals will likely change as your perception of the world changes, and reviewing them can help you stay dedicated to your aspirations. You now know where you want to go. So the next step is to establish the framework in which you operate your business. We believe the base for establishing any strong business plan is centered around developing a set of core business truths and beliefs. You may be wondering how beliefs fit into core business concepts. Well, while we've already touched on transforming any of your existing limiting beliefs into unlimited beliefs, it's now time to establish your core truths. So let's work through it this way. A belief is formed and developed by the frequent repetition of a habit or thought, meaning that if you think something enough, it'll become a belief. If repeated often enough, this belief evolves into a truth and becomes your reality. As you transform your business into a thriving career and create a life of abundance, it's critical that you define the reality in which your business operates. Defining your reality with a set of truths or irrefutable facts gives your brain the rules it needs to play and win at the game of life. As we know, thoughts become actions. So in order to stay focused on the right activities, you must establish and internalize a set of positive and productive beliefs that run your business. Beliefs operate as behavioral filters. When they're brought together, they begin to shape who you are, what you build, and what you leave behind. Here are the truths about truth. First, what you frequently think about becomes internalized and accepted as truth. We've already established this. Now, once internalized, your truths will guide your thinking and thus will guide your behavior. The beliefs that become truths ultimately define your reality and the world around you. As an example, today, you likely believe that humans cannot fly. I think we can all agree on that, right? But let's turn back the clock a few years. When you were a child, it's likely you didn't hold this belief. You, like many other children, may have attempted to fly by running as fast as you could and jumping off couches. But ultimately, you came to not just understand, but truly believe it as fact. Humans cannot fly. Now, you may be wondering, okay, but how does this relate to my real estate business? Well, having well-defined beliefs makes it easy to set boundaries and make firm yes or no decisions that support the life you want to live. Having a firm grasp on what your beliefs are will allow you to effortlessly understand which activities are vital, dollar-productive activities, and which activities are a waste of time. If something goes against one of your core beliefs, you'll immediately know to reject that thought or action. Your beliefs will continue to be important as you think about expanding your business and hiring staff. Your staff will want to understand how to make decisions that support your business. To help with that, let's work together to review the beliefs that can fuel your decision-making process and should become your business's truths. These beliefs will encompass your entrepreneurial beliefs, real estate sales beliefs, and your listing beliefs and buyer beliefs. Again, your beliefs will ultimately dictate what you do, think, and accomplish. They're a set of non-negotiable principles that you function by. Now, as we review them, ask yourself if you hold each belief as truth today. We'll start by approaching the core entrepreneurial beliefs. These will guide your business as a whole. Belief number one, there's no growth without discomfort. You cannot obtain what you don't have if you don't reach for it. Extending those arms towards growth is uncomfortable, and because of that, it's important to note, if any of these truths we're about to go through make you uncomfortable, you shouldn't avoid believing them. Being uncomfortable is a good thing and indicates that you're growing. Belief number two, I live in a world of abundance. Saying this in another way sounds like, I believe there's enough sun for everyone. Accepting this as truth allows you to internalize the possibility that you can achieve your aspirations. Moving on to belief number 3. The market does not and will not determine my income. You have the ability to study, practice, take action, and create systems and processes that will lead to success in any market condition. Your success isn't dictated by any outside factor. Belief number 4. My only limit is time. You cannot and will not get time back. Once you truly focus on only the tasks that are vital to achieving your goals, anything is possible. Next is belief number 5. Focus is the key to success. Again, this is all about being intentional and proactive in your focused approach, which leads to belief number 6. I reap what I sow. Now, you'll be as successful as you want to be. If you work for it, if you're committed to it, it will be yours. Belief number 7. Success stems from duplicable processes and systems. This is the definition of scale. You establish a system, repeat that system, tweak that system, and repeat it again. You continue this toward the path of mastery. Belief number 8. It's unacceptable for my business to earn 0. When you truly find it unacceptable to make nothing, then you will truly do anything required to take it to the next level. Belief number 9. People have lived before me. This belief, while it may sound obvious to say, means that you're not the end-all be-all, and neither am I. There are successful people around me and that have come before me. There are proven systems and processes already developed, and I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Belief number 10. Leverage is the key to abundance. Leveraging your time effectively through delegating tasks and systems will allow you to focus only on the vital activities that are of your highest and best use as an entrepreneur. Belief number 11. It's a win-win or no deal. When you approach all things with the attitude that everyone at the negotiation must come out a winner, it changes your perspective. And lastly, core entrepreneurial belief number 12 is price is only an issue in the absence of value. If you provide little value, you'll always compete on price, and you'll likely feel as if you're always having to prove your value. If you provide endless value, price won't come up for discussion. I hope you're starting to see how these truths can guide your life and your business into abundance. Now that we've reviewed the core entrepreneurial beliefs, let's take a look at beliefs specific to real estate sales. In this section, we begin with belief 13. Real estate sales can be and is a get-rich business. There's opportunity in real estate to achieve very high levels of income, but you must be focused and driven towards success. Belief 14. Real estate sales is basic. The basic steps necessary to achieve success in real estate are in fact straightforward. It's as simple as rinse and repeat. Belief 15. Real estate sales is a task business. By focusing on the vital activities and tasks that support the vital responsibilities that drive a real estate business, you'll achieve success. All else can be considered distractions. Belief number 16. I will not convert 100% of the leads I do not generate. If you don't try to generate leads, you'll have nothing to convert. You can't depend on others to give business to you. Belief number 17. People will trust and follow only what I can logically and tangibly explain. As the saying goes, if you can't explain it, then you don't know it well enough. Fully comprehending the concepts you want to explain will allow you to then educate logically, which will result in trust. Belief number 18. It's unacceptable to leave the client's money on the table. You wouldn't leave your money on the table, and you shouldn't treat your clients the same. This brings us to the last section, your core listing beliefs and core buyer beliefs. Let's review these beliefs that will shape our systems, activities, and processes when working with our clients. Starting with the core listing beliefs, belief number 19. Homes sell for 2 reasons, price and exposure. Pricing the home appropriately and getting in front of the appropriate potential buyers is an equation for success. Belief 20. The pricing game is all about justification. When listing a home, provide an explanation supported by data for the price you're recommending. Belief 21. Pricing is neighborhood specific. The same home in two different neighborhoods will sell for two different prices. You must know your neighborhoods to know how to price. Belief 22. What's put in motion stays in motion. When you start the processes and systems, they'll feed on each other and continue to move your business forward. Belief 23. Pricing homes is not an exact science. The market changes and it flows. And what the market will bear can change during the life of a listing. Use your best educated data-backed plan for pricing the home. Finally, let's take a moment to examine our beliefs that will define our truths around working with buyers. Belief 24. Time reveals all. If you're not sure what your buyers want or what their true motivation is, in time, they will show you. Belief 25. Motivated, qualified, and loyal people buy homes. This is focused on serious buyers only, meaning people who are driven, capable, and committed to the process will buy. Belief 26. Having a process reduces the risk that comes with buyers. Having repeatable processes in place will greatly reduce the potential frustration of working with buyers who may become uncertain throughout your journey together. Belief 27. If they won't meet me, they are not a buyer. They're not serious about the buying process if they refuse to meet and have a discussion about the process. Belief 28. A buyers deserve my immediate time and attention. Buyers who are motivated, qualified, and ready to act are those who deserve my full attention. Hopefully, as you've heard these beliefs, many of them resonated and ring true for you today. Bringing all these beliefs together allows you to hold your business accountable in living them out, and hopefully they become established truths that help make decisions and grow your business. Now, before we move on, I want to take a moment to expand on one specific core entrepreneurial belief, because while all of them are imperative to internalize, this specific core belief is easy to understand, but more difficult to create good habits around. And that core belief is, my only limit is time. The reality for everyone is that there are only 24 hours in a day, no more, no less. And as unpopular as it is to say, there's truly no way to manage time. It's a fixed resource. And at some point in our lives, we're all likely to wish that we'd had more time in a day to get more things done. However, time will continue without us. It passes second by second, minute by minute, and hour by hour, regardless of what we do or do not do. So in the end, while we cannot manage time, we can manage and control the activities we implement during the time allotted to us, which allows us to focus on activities management rather than time management. As you begin shifting your thinking from time management to activities management, it's crucial that you create a time budget by defining the number of hours that you will dedicate to your career and to other aspects of your life, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. This will help eliminate busy work or tasks that can be put on hold, so more important, dollar-producing activities can take their place. Once you've established how much time you want to dedicate to your career, then you get to allocate each day's worth of work time to one of the following 4 key categories. Lead generation, which is built from prospecting and marketing. Lead conversion, which is made up of seller meetings and buyer meetings. Client care, which is the customer service side of the business, from sign to close and contract to close. And then there's career development, which helps you continually maintain your growth mindset and fine-tune your business. By focusing your efforts across these 4 categories, you're ensuring that your business is focused on the right things and that you're choosing the right activities from the very start.
One of the things I want to stress in here, especially is on page 23, it's the truth that's at the bottom of page 23 that states, No one is passionate about making more money. They're passionate about what making more money provides. Vague aspirations end up in a vast wasteland of wants and desires. So you see how he went from wants and desires, which he has part of that importance of establishing beliefs and your truths, to passionate. And so people become passionate when they have a goal in mind, when they say, I want to be passionate about getting a new car. I need to get a new car. I have to get a new car. Then you become passionate about it. You're willing to suffer a little bit for it. So that's when we start talking about being passionate about something. You're actually willing to go out and take action. You have a goal in mind. You know what you want, but you're not out here just to make money. I mean, money is an object to provide for your life. And so you've got to make that money to buy that new car, buy that new home. And so that's when you have to actually go out and take further action towards your goals. So that's what we start talking about here when we start talking about goal setting. So what we're going to get into now is talking about creating your entrepreneur's mantra. And when we start talking about your mantra, what we're talking about is what you have to actually make, your financial model for your business, saying, I want to make $100,000 this year. If I don't make $100,000 this year, I fail. So that's part of what your mantra is. So we're going to get into that class right now. Get over there to that one and back. All right.
We have a Hello again. We've spent some time shifting our thinking, establishing our life's aspirations, and developing a growth mindset with unlimited beliefs. We understand that in order to live an unlimited life full of abundance, we need both time and money. So, how much money do you need? Let's uncover that together. It's now time to develop your entrepreneur's mantra. Establishing your entrepreneur's mantra is the first step in creating a financially strong business plan. Don't worry, we know that diving into your finances might feel a little intimidating, overwhelming, or even unmotivating to some. We've intentionally broken this material down so it's easily digestible and applicable and doesn't require an accounting degree. Now, while everyone's spending is different, we'll start by identifying how much money you need to fund the life you want. Please be aware that a lot of this course will require you to pause the video and get hands-on with different financial aspects of your current and future life. If you're ever feeling stuck with any portion of this boot camp or any of the others in our series, it's always advised to call on your broker, your coach, or close confidant to help you work through the material. We know you'll be successful in developing your financial model because you've already internalized the following beliefs. There's no growth without discomfort. I live in a world of abundance. The market does not and will not determine my income. And focus is the key to success. To build the thriving life and career, we need to first identify how much money you're currently using to fund your current life. And once we have a baseline, we'll then be able to identify how much money is required to fund your future aspirations. Within the Agent Business Plan spreadsheet, begin by listing out the things you're currently spending money on. Don't feel pressured to list out the actual financial spend at this point, but start by brainstorming all the things that carry some sort of financial weight in your life. Included in this list, there'll be things like your savings accounts, your retirement savings, college funds, investments, planned charity and endowments, vacation and travel, hobbies. The list should even include specific things you're currently hoping to save and pay for, such as a new car or a second home. Your list of expenses must also include all the bills that make up your household expenses, including your mortgage, utilities, food, insurance, etc. Please be sure to include anything else that you can think of related to your non-work life that needs funding. Work through this same exercise with your business-related expenses. Once you have a solid, comprehensive list of expenses, both work-related and personal life-related, you can begin adding the financial component to them. Now, be specific when listing out all of your expenses. Now, think of it this way. If you don't account for it by including it on your expense list, your wallet should not fund it. As you're becoming comfortable with this exercise, allow yourself to have some fun. Start by adding all your passionate aspirations to the list. By performing this exercise, you're taking the very first step in curating a life you're passionate about living. Trust me, your future self will thank your current self for taking the time to intentionally plan for abundance. Your objective is to figure out how much money you need so you can fund both your current life and the life you want. This means there's no need to rob yourself of one life aspiration to pay for another. You live in a world of abundance, remember? It's now time to pause the video and use the Defining Your Financial Requirements exercise. You should use the included Agent Business Plan spreadsheet to make things easier. We'll reference this spreadsheet throughout the development of your financial model. You should work alongside us using the spreadsheet, which we strongly encourage, to add your current expenses to the personal budget and business expenses tabs. And be sure to include your aspirations on the Aspirations tab. Identifying what needs funding in your current life and your future life is a critical component of attaining your aspirations. Now, as a tip, completing this exercise with the specific financial numbers necessary when funding your life will give you more specific numbers to build your business around. That said, we do suggest rounding up when necessary as you work through this exercise. Welcome back. Let's review your work together. Now, I'll review the sample data housed within the Sample Agent Business Plan spreadsheet. In the Sample Agent Business Plan spreadsheet within this course, you'll see various tabs on the bottom. We'll begin by reviewing the Personal Budget tab. Now that you've spent time brainstorming and collecting your financial data, this next exercise should be simple. Within the Personal Budget tab, you'll enter all your personal spending that must be funded. The things you add to this tab should be non-negotiables. So enter in the exact spend when possible, especially for things like a mortgage or other fixed expenses. You can round up where numbers fluctuate, like when calculating utilities and budgeting dining expenses. As you complete this list, you'll see some additional lines for you to include anything that's not already on the list. Start adding your household spend and begin working down the list. Within our sample spreadsheet, you'll see that we've entered our sample household spend that totals $3,406. Next, we'll move on to the living section of your personal budget, where you'll input additional non-negotiables. This category is for the necessities in your life like childcare costs, groceries, etc. For our example, you'll see that we have a total amount of $2,092. Further down the page, you'll see the section for transportation. We have that example totaling $577. Something that I want to ensure everyone accounts for, especially as a small business owner, is your debt management. Most people will accumulate some sort of debt in their lifetime. If you have a situation where you currently have debt, it's always in your best interest to pay this down and pay it off as soon as you can. The quicker you can eliminate debt, the quicker you can use your earnings to fund future aspirations. In our example, we've allocated a total of $672 a month for debt management. And we already know that people who live highly fulfilled lives are intentional and proactive, and that absolutely applies to their finances as well. The next portion you should consider funding, even if you and your family are in peak condition, is your health. The health section is where you can allocate money for preventative health measures, insurance, or even safety funds to ensure you have it when you need it. This example shows $673 a month. If you're able to and motivated to, there's even a section for charity and gifts. For the example, we have a budget of $75. I'm sure you would agree that all work and no play make Jack and Jill dull people. So for that, you must account for entertainment. This number accounts for monthly date nights, vacation, shopping, and even movie tickets. For this example, we have a monthly budget of $959. As most financial professionals will remind you, we'll want to retire at some point, and unplanned events and/or repairs happen all the time. Now, while we can't look into a crystal ball and know what or when or what could possibly happen, it's best to build a safety net into your monthly budget. Use the savings section to prepare for the unexpected. For this example, you'll see the mix of funding totaling $570. Finally, within our personal budget, you'll see a miscellaneous section. This section can be used for any other expenses that must be funded each month. Please remember, the things in this section are considered miscellaneous for a reason, and therefore probably don't fall cleanly into one of the other non-negotiable categories. Because they can be planned, but are likely not critical must-have items, these will be funded last, and in some cases shouldn't be funded at all. Take some time to consider what you should cut from your current expenses so you can save for other preferred items. For our example, you'll see $484 allocated. Going through all of that, our sample personal budget that must be funded each month is $9,433. Whatever your specific number is, now that you've gone through the work, you can better manage your personal spending and identify where spending can be decreased or stopped altogether, and even where certain funds need to be moved or even increased. Keep in mind that your plans and perspectives will change over time, so your personal budget will change and evolve over time too. Make sure you continue to come back to this and make modifications as needed. Now that you've added your personal expenses, let's move on to the business expenses that must be funded to operate your business. The adage that it takes money to make money may be an age-old saying. However, it still reigns true today. As a small business owner, you truly do need to invest money into your business for it to operate. However, one of the biggest and most influential mistakes real estate agents tend to make is not creating and committing to a business budget. Just imagine coming to the end of the calendar year and wondering, where did all my revenue go? It's not a fun question to have to ask yourself. So let's dive into our sample data on the Business Expenses tab. The first section, titled Overhead, speaks to the expenses required in maintaining the physical space you utilize within your brokerage, as well as the various potential fees and investments that come with partnering and sharing resources within that space. As you see, the example total is $1,323 monthly. Your business will utilize some equipment and supplies. Maybe it's provided in your brokerage fee, or maybe it's not. For our example, we see $1,264 a month. If you employ any additional services like accounting, bookkeeping, this is where you account for that investment. The example includes a $33 monthly fee for bookkeeping software. As you already know, lead generation is the lifeblood of your business, and this doesn't happen without consistent marketing. Whether your business is referral-based or you've historically taken a more organic approach to lead gen, promoting your services and telling the story of what it's like to work with you is critical. Think signs, brochures, marketing fees, business cards, online ads, and personal promotion gifts. For this example, we see $771 a month for marketing. Next up, your trusted vehicle. It takes you to and from the office, client meetings and events, showings, and more. For routine maintenance and the use of your vehicle, we used an example amount of $365 per month. There may be specific vendors that you utilize in different areas of your business too. We illustrate an example of an external virtual showing service that could cost a monthly fee. We have it illustrated to cost our example agent $249 a month. Last, but certainly not least, is the catch-all category of miscellaneous. Any additional routine or expected expense that you incur when running your business should then be placed in this category. We have set an example budget of $500 for personal education in this category, as we suggest you do maintain a habit of investing in yourself whenever possible to stay in a growth mindset. When we total all of these up, this agent needs a total of $4,505 a month to invest back into their business to make it run. Now, by now, you're probably looking at your numbers and trying to identify what could be removed to lower some of the costs of living and running your business. This is normal and intentional. When you allow things to flow freely without oversight and management, then you run the risk of throwing money away at poor investments with little to no return, and you give up your authority over your financial success and eventual freedom. Once you work more with your budget, your goal will be that for every single dollar generated by your business, each dollar will have a designated category that it funds or is allocated to. Before taking a break from budgeting, work through the next fun exercise. Since you now have developed a new perspective on your finances both personally and professionally, be sure to properly account for your passionate aspirations on the next tab over in the worksheet. This tab will house all the things that you're working to achieve, in addition to maintaining the lifestyle you currently enjoy. Now remember, there is a difference between wanting something and having a passion for something. When you have a passion for something, you're willing to put time, energy, and resources into achieving it. Now is the time to call on the earlier exercise where we identified our passions and realistically prioritize them. Let's focus on the aspirations that you are currently passionate about, because those will be funded first. Of course, after ensuring all of your personal and business expenses are covered. After that, then you can add your aspirations tagged with desire, as these are the nice-to-haves if they're relatively easy to get. And finally, take a moment to review the items that you've marked as want. You can add these items to this tab. However, these line items will most likely not be funded unless you have extra money after funding the higher priority categories of your life. Now, if you take a look at the sample data provided in your worksheet, there are several items included here. The stage column signifies which items will be funded first, second, and last. The passion and desire items will be calculated to ensure those are funded, while anything that's labeled as a want is left out. For our example budget, we are passionate about saving up for the kids' college fund, as well as purchasing a new deck for the home. So the total requirement this agent has to fund their aspirations this year, after taking care of their personal and business expenses, will total $17,236. Yeah, please pause the course now to add in your aspirations and their costs. While challenging, this should be fun. You're intentionally designing the life you want to live. And don't panic if you don't currently have all the funds necessary to maintain both the current and future versions of your life. We'll help you develop a plan so you can work towards your goals. After you've added all your expenses, it's time to explore the Funding Requirement tab of the Agent Business Plan spreadsheet. Now, this page pulls together all the expenses that must be funded in order for you to live your customized life of abundance. Now, just keep in mind that it is advised to account for a 30 to 40% income tax as you design your model. The spreadsheet provides an estimate. However, it's advised to look into the laws and regulations that impact you and vary by state, territory, region, and country. You've now completed the work required to establish your profit goal and build your business budget. Just like that, your entrepreneur's mantra has been created. Totaling all your expenses now allows you to say it's unacceptable for your business to profit less than X. This exercise should help to see why having very specific numbers when developing your financial model will help you maintain your passion and keep you focused, because it's truly not some arbitrary number that you chose at random. Your entrepreneur's mantra is a living and breathing financial requirement that accounts for your life. And in order to live the way that you want, your business must profit for you to experience it. Now, as we walk through the sample, our example agent's business must profit $217,464.80 this year to ensure that all of the non-negotiables are accounted and paid for. And there's still monies remaining to fund their passions. If you haven't completed your financial requirements work, please pause the video now and fill in the necessary information on your Agent Business Plan spreadsheet so you can have your entrepreneur's mantra developed before moving on. Most people fail to create wealth because they have no plan for their money. What do you think about your entrepreneur's mantra now? Do you think that your business can produce this profit? What skills, resources, and strategies do you need to apply to ensure your business is running at peak efficiency? Your entrepreneur's mantra is a meaningful economic benchmark that you can begin designing your business around. You now know what you need to make in order to fund the life that you want to live, which means that you can begin working backward to implement the strategies and systems to create it. As you continue to refine and re-refine your budget, ask yourself this: if I were to only fund the items marked as passion, meaning these items are the things that I'll stretch outside of my comfort zone to achieve, do any of the items make me cringe, or at least take a second look? You can obviously see that being intentional and proactive with your finances is required. If you don't prioritize and intentionally budget, you run a very high risk of sliding into the more I make, the more I spend mindset. Most people fail to create a sustainable lifestyle, let alone wealth, because they have no plan for their money. By creating a financial budget around your aspirations, you've defined, categorized, and totaled the number upon which you can begin to plan your business. On the Entrepreneur's Mantra page within your workbook, please write in your very own Entrepreneur's Mantra. If you believe that you live in a world of abundance and the market does not and will not determine your income, you can now say, it is unacceptable for my business to profit less than this number. Add your newly discovered total there. The key word in this mantra is unacceptable. And if you speak this with conviction, then you can also say it is unacceptable to work on activities that don't lead towards this result. Your entrepreneur's mantra is designed to keep you focused on mastery throughout the year. Now that you have this meaningful financial benchmark, we're ready to customize your financial model plan.
I'm going to tell you that most of the time, whenever we do these entrepreneurs mantras, that most people should be scared, and most people won't do this. And so what I would tell you to do now is take some time and do this step. Take an hour, 2 hours. It's going to take you a little time, and be honest, but I want it to scare you. I want you to put your numbers down on tape, on paper, and have it in front of you on a daily basis of, I've got to do this, or I'm not going to make any money, and I'm not going to make my goals, and I'm going to be poor. So I tell people, you can be rich in life, you can be poor in life. Both of them have their problems. So which set of problems would you rather have? So take some time, invest some time in this, and it's well worth it in the end. You will help yourself establish your business in a better light. And just remember, you are a entrepreneur and you are a business owner. Every business has a budget, and you need to know what your budget is and what you have to make to be profitable. And we're in this business to be profitable. You are, again, a business. Take your time, invest some time in this, and if you need to, ask me questions. Ask me how to help you, because setting up this is basically your fundamentals. This is what you have to do to know what you have to make. And if you don't know what you have to make to fund your life, then you're already behind the game. So let's get you ahead of it and get started on it. But if you have any questions, just let me know. And again, we will do this on Monday. I will take this recording and post it on our Facebook page so y'all can watch it yourselves, take some time doing it, and do it at your own leisure. Have a great day. Thanks for joining in, Ginger.